Gonzaga's got one timeout remaining. Creighton has two. Gonzaga is in the bonus, but they still have a couple of fouls to give before the Blue Jays are shooting. And a timeout called by Mark Few. The double team here. Clark left open, getting to the hoop, falling away, comes up short. The rebound into the hands of Joseph.
Might have gotten pushed. No call from the officials. Can Creighton take advantage of that?
Martin Krampel is back in. Ballack, good ball fake. Gets in the paint, kicks it out. Tyshawn Alexander was looking for Krampel. Shot clock down to 8. Joseph, his pull-up jumper. Good.
And suddenly Alexander has become more of a facilitator. I'd like to see him stay aggressive, especially with the bigger, slower Hachimura in front of him.
A 7-0 run now for the Blue Jays to make it a 5-point game. Under 2 to play. Good hedge here by Krampel. Perkins. We've got a foul. Who's the foul called against? It's going to be against Tyshawn Alexander.
And he got away with the travel to Perkins. He slid the foot on the stop, and then the step-through lifted it up. I mean, just take a look at the feet of Josh Perkins when he stops here. Which one's his pivot? He's walking all over the place. That's a tough call for Creighton right there.
Alexander was looking back at Sean Gaffney. What? It was the one-armed man who did it.
Ooh. I mean, he had ice skates on.
101 for Perkins. .5% on the season at the free throw line. He was plagued by early foul trouble. He's got 3. Makes them both. That snaps the 7-0 run. You can see the foul trouble for both teams.
You have to go fast here for Creighton.
Ballack, step back, corner 3 is short. And the rebound to Jeremy Jones.
I don't know why Tyshawn Alexander has now just stood up and started passing the ball. This is when they need him.
I wonder if he's lost confidence, missing a couple shots, coming up short.
Score, score. That's what you do. Shooters shoot. You can't. It's interesting.
Foul is given there by Ballack as he fouls Jeremy Jones. 9th team foul, so 1-1.
Jeremy Jones to the free throw line.
That was ordered by Greg McDermott. Need to stop the clock.
You know, maybe Tyshawn Alexander now playing with the ball instead of off the ball. Maybe that's changed how he's played, but still, there are a lot of scoring point guards in the country. And with the game a couple of possessions away from notching it up, you got to stay aggressive.
Got to box out here, and they get the rebound. And now you got to push.
Yeah, I don't want him to be a passer. I need him to score if I'm Creighton.
Alexander has it knocked out of his hands, and it's a turnover.
Substitution.
And a substitution here by Mark Few. He's going to bring in Corey Kispert. Davion Mintz is also coming back in.
And maybe some of that confidence you talked about, Coach. He drives, he gets in there, and now he loses the ball. He's in a different position for Alexander.
Kispert comes back in, a better free throw shooter. And now we're going to have an intentional foul called against Krampel, against Clark.
Well, Brandon Clark shoots under 50%, so I understand why he take the foul. Down 7. Oh, wow.
Clark knocks down the first free throw.
Stroke looked pretty good right there. And no play on the ball.
By rule, it's a flagrant foul, and so they get the 2 shots and the ball. Mike Eads came over just to confirm it with us.
50% free throw shooter makes 100% of them that trip.
Don't forget, coming up next, number 5, Nevada against USC. 94-85. It was a 7-point lead for the Blue Jays, and now the foul is committed here by Damian Jefferson against Brandon Clark. And that is one where Clark has the ball. It's not going to be called a flagrant because you're making attempts on the ball.
And I think that's always a tough spot to be in for the coach who's trying to come back. At what point, as far as 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go, 5 points away, when do you start to foul the other team's worst free throw shooter? Right now, he doesn't look like the team's worst free throw shooter.
Let's also talk about Gonzaga, right? Because this team plays in the West Coast Conference. People talk about their strength of schedule. Who have they played so far this year? Texas A&M, Illinois, Arizona. They beat Duke, hence they're number 1. Now they're on the road against the Blue Jays of Creighton. They're home against Washington on Wednesday.
Tough schedule.
They play Tennessee. They play against UNC at Chapel Hill. Alexander.
And believe it or not, that Duke win was the first time Gonzaga in their history they've ever beaten a number 1. Of all the things that they've done and had illustrious last 20 years for Mark Few, it's hard to believe that's the first time they'd ever beaten a number 1 ranked team. And
so this team, they do that without Killian Tilly. But when you think about what he did last year, averaging almost 13 points a game, almost 48% from three-point land, you bring in a guy like Brandon Clark, who's been great today. 25 points, 9 rebounds. All of a sudden, when Tilly comes back, this team gets that much deeper.
Well, when those injuries happen, guys have to step up.
The number 1 ranked team in the country, 3rd time they've been ranked number 1 in school history. The first time came back in 2013. They were ranked number 1 for 3 weeks before losing to Wichita State in the NCAA tournament. Then in 2017, 4 weeks ranked number 1, and that was the first time they're able to get over that hump and make it to the Final Four, make it to the championship game. And then after beating Duke just about a week ago, they get that number 1 ranking again. And Mark Few has done such an incredible job creating a culture at Gonzaga. Norvell doubles, has it knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Gonzaga ball. And the officials can take a look at this. James Breeding, he said it should be Gonzaga ball. Initially, he said it was going to be Creighton ball, but he said that's my mistake. I meant to point it should be Gonzaga ball. Now the officials will go to the monitor and see for sure who it was off of. The double team comes, and if you're Norvell, you're thinking there's going to be a foul.
The problem is Jefferson's out of bounds. His right foot is on the out of bounds line. So if it hits off of him, it's going to be Gonzaga's ball. I think that's...
And it will be Gonzaga basketball. Now, what you do have to keep in mind right now is Gonzaga cannot run the baseline here.
The call on the floor has been confirmed. It's Gonzaga basketball.
So, very astutely, Greg McDermott's going to put Jacob Epperson on the ball on the inbounder to make it difficult to get that ball in.
Well, the one that hurts you is the long one. That's why you put the big guy on the ball and make them throw that ball sideways, not over the top of your head.
Knocked out of bounds again, this time by Mintz. And Kispert will have to inbound closer towards the corner. Makes it even that much more difficult with a big 7-footer, Epperson, and that wingspan. The lob to Hachimura, knocked away. Creighton has it, Mintz. Cashaw. The pass is picked off by Hachimura to the hoop, off the glass, got it. And that should seal it for the Bulldogs.
Well, heads-up play by Rui Hachimura, keeping his eye on the ball on the weak side of the floor, strong side of the floor, knowing it's going to come across the weak side for a 3.
Ty-Shon Alexander knocks down the 3 to make it a 90 game with 38.6 seconds, and Creighton uses its final timeout of the game. This has been wild. Don't forget, it was a 7-point lead for the Blue Jays at the half. Gonzaga, behind Zach Norvell, stormed back to take the lead here in the second half. And don't forget, coming up after our game here on Fox, we have the 5th-ranked team in the country, the Nevada Wolfpack, led by the Martin twins, taking on USC in LA. I tell you what, don't sleep on Nevada this year. They can be dangerous.
Well, hopefully people will figure out how to say their name. The more they win.
We'll look at the game summary. Field goal percentage. Gonzaga has held 21 straight opponents under 50%. The Blue Jays are at 49 right now. Here's a funny story. You see these Zags fans who have made the trip here to Omaha pregame. The student section was here really early. About 4 Gonzaga fans showed up as we're speaking with Greg McDermott, and all of a sudden we hear loud boos, and we're wondering what happened. And McDermott turns to us and he says, look at those Gonzaga fans. They're booing them. It was awesome. But even before that, Coach McDermott showed up early this morning and passed out donuts to the students who were lined up early to get in. Took some pictures, some selfies. They were lined up since 7:30 a.m. Fresh Krispy Kreme donuts. Gotta love them. Turnover for Gonzaga. Mintz gets it. Cashaw. Mintz for 3. Off the back of the rim, and the rebound is pulled down by Norvell, and there is the foul. Creighton had a chance.
And it's such a good test for Mark Few's team. We talked about it coming into this game. They had only not led for 22 minutes and 41 seconds. That's as long as they had been behind. Well, they were behind almost 27 minutes in this game, 1, but 2, figuring out how to come from behind and get the win. But when there's full court pressure, he's definitely got to throw something in to practice before the next game of how to break that pressure. Because already a couple of turnovers, and obviously the game being a little bit closer, that could affect you.
Remember, Gonzaga had a tough time closing out that win against Duke in Maui.
Yeah.
They could have run away with it at the free throw line, but they missed a bunch of free throws late in that game. This free throw for Norvell would tie a career high. It does. 28 points, which he had against Ohio State last March 17th.
How about that? 5 points at halftime.
Krompel. Got it, and the foul against Clark. The last thing that you want to do if you're Brandon Clark is commit a foul with 17 seconds to go.
And this is what Martin Krompel's been waiting for most of the game. He had a little stretch there where he scored 4 or 6 straight, and then they kind of went away from him. And you might be right, maybe some foul trouble, maybe some exhaustion. Hadn't heard a lot from Krompel in the second half.
Coming back in is Corey Kispert, replacing Jeremy Jones. Again, getting a better free throw shooter, a guy to inbound. Krompel can't hit the free throw. And the rebound by Clark. And he's going to get fouled. Stops the clock with 12.9.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in those situations, all you have to do is rip the ball through. But the ref that was standing closest, I thought he was going to call a jump ball. And Mike Eads saw something from across the floor, maybe a little bit too much arm on the play.
It's a double-double on the day for Brandon Clark. 25 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah. Played under control, did anything he wanted in that first half, really fueled his team going into halftime. And that tells you how good Gonzaga is. They have so many pieces that can get you buckets in so many different ways. Even with their injuries, they're still a terrific team, and Mark Few deserves a ton of credit, obviously, because he's figured out how to play around those injuries that otherwise would be playing a lot of minutes.
Clark knocks them both down. 101 points for the #1 ranked team in the country, and now Jones commits the foul with 10.5. And the coaching staff for Gonzaga saying, hey, no more fouls. Enough.
Might have a plane to catch. Let's keep that clock running.
Alexander for three. No. And it's Hachimura who got it. He gets fouled with 3.7.
Well, terrific play game, really, by both sides. The energy in that first half was terrific, but Gonzaga showed you why they have done so well this season. We talked about it, almost averaging 98 points a game. They get to that point. We knew it was going to be a shootout, but showing people around the country why they are #1, and they deserve it.
To go on the road, and I don't know if enough people realize what kind of atmosphere this place is like. Not an easy place to play.
And this is an NBA arena with a college atmosphere, and they love their basketball in Omaha.
And if you're the Blue Jays, and if you're Greg McDermott, you're thinking, you know what? You were picked 9th preseason in conference play. The Big East is going, you know what? They might be better than 9th. 103-92. Gonzaga stays undefeated. After the break, we'll check in with Mike Hill, Steve Lavin, and Casey Jacobson in our Fox College Hoops studio. Make sure to stay tuned.
It's a Big Ten doubleheader next Saturday on Fox.
They are playing ball.
First, Louisville hits the hardwood in Hoosier territory as they take on Indiana. Then, an historic rivalry is renewed as Wisconsin looks to avenge last year's loss against Marquette. Next Saturday, beginning at 2:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
The first time I saw them was in a dream. And I was afraid. I wish I knew then what I know now. That they should be afraid of me.
The Passage, coming this January to Fox.
Khalil Mack leads the Bears against the Giants. Then in America's Game of the Week, a showdown in New England awaits as the Vikings battle Tom Brady and the Patriots. It all starts with Fox NFL Kickoff, followed by a huge doubleheader tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Big game Saturday on Fox. 10th ranked Kentucky face Seton Hall. The City Hoops Classic next Saturday on Fox.
'Tis the season to overspend.
You're in the spirit. It's about giving.
Don't go over budget this holiday season. How to shop without breaking the bank. Monday at 6.
Owe back taxes? This year, give yourself the best gift of all. With New Jersey Tax Amnesty, you can pay your back taxes with reduced interest and no penalties. But hurry, Tax Amnesty ends January 15. Call or visit taxamnesty.nj.gov.
First little doggy was a white one. That little birdie was too. Second little doggy.
Leaving a career to follow a calling takes courage.
Pair of shoes and they were free.
A personalized financial strategy can give you confidence to take the next step.
Hey, guys.
Doggies off to see the world.
Oh, yeah.
See how access to JP Morgan investment expertise can help you. Chase, make more of what's yours.
PC Richard & Son. Get gifting.
holidays are here. Make the most of the road home. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $3,000 on select models now through January 2nd.
Owe back taxes? This year, give yourself the best gift of all. With New Jersey Tax Amnesty, you can pay your back taxes with reduced interest and no penalties. But hurry, Tax Amnesty ends January 15. Call or visit taxamnesty.nj.gov.
There they are, the Martin twins. You know how you tell them apart? My good friend Danielle Sargent Musselman, who's the wife of Eric Musselman, said that Caleb wears a sleeve and Cody wears tights on one leg. Caleb is actually, I hear, the better scorer there. Nevada, undefeated so far in the season, 5th ranked, about to take on USC and their star Benny Boatwright. That game coming up right here on Fox. In about 22 minutes. Welcome inside our LA studios. Mike Hill hanging out with Casey Jacobson and Steve Lab. You see the type of information I go out to get for you guys?
Impressive.
It's amazing.
Research. Dig it deep.
We are honored to work with you.
Nuggets and gems.
Stop it. You guys are going too far now. All right. Hey, you know what? The Zags, last year, they trailed by 7 against Creighton, right? And they came back. Zach Norvell had a huge second half, similar to what happened today against Creighton. Look at the tail of the first half and the second half. Completely different team left.
Yeah, and when you go into tough environments, as Gonzaga did, and you challenge yourself, they also challenge themselves in the Maui Invitational. They win close against Duke. They come back in a dominant fashion in the second half here, counter-punching against Creighton in such a difficult environment. And that speaks to their maturity. It's a seasoned basketball team. When you look at their roster, they have 8 players that at one point in their career have redshirted. And with that redshirt year, you mature, you work on your game, you acclimate to the Gonzaga way. And as a result, they've built a juggernaut. They just continue to buzzsaw teams. And it's a combination. International recruiting, junior colleges, transfers. And Clark was outstanding. Norvell was outstanding. Hachimura was outstanding. This is a team that can just flat out play.
Gonzaga is the #1 team in the country for a reason. Their win against Duke was Exhibit A. This is Exhibit B. They show that they are a complete basketball team. In the first half, their front court, which I believe is the best in the country, without Killian Tilly, when he comes back, they will definitely be the best. Brandon Clark and Rui Hachimura combined for 25 points in the first half, set the tone. They combined for 49 for the game. Then in the second half, you see this guy, Zach Norvell, showed his explosive scoring ability from deep. 28 points, 23 of that came in the second half. I don't want to be over-dramatic, but let me say this. This win was more impressive to me than the Duke win.
Wow.
Because it was a true road game, and Creighton played well. Creighton had low turnovers. How many threes they make? 14 threes, yet Gonzaga still found a way to win this game. More impressive to me.
Couldn't agree with you more. And also interesting, you go inside the numbers, look at the stat sheet. Gonzaga puts up 103 points against only 8 turnovers. You know, sometimes teams that have 8, 9 turnovers play a grinding, methodical style. They basically play keep away. This is a team that is high octane, boat racing you and taking care of the basketball. 8 turnovers. That means they're concentrating, they're executing, they're getting more shots on the rim, because when you don't turn it over, it means more field goal attempts. That's just one more advantage that Mark Few and Gonzaga
They have had some tough basketball games so far, some tough competition, and the competition gets even tougher because the next 3 games, Washington, Tennessee, and then North Carolina. So we'll see what Mark Few and the guys can do to maintain that #1 ranking. How about some ranked teams? Big Ten already starting to play Purdue, Michigan, and here's your guy, Iggy
Flex on him. He flexes after every basket, which kind of bugs me. Like, flex on game winners and stuff, but not every dunk.
He just loves it. Charles Matthews outside knocking it down. Michigan up big, up 16 against Purdue. UNC Greensboro and Kentucky. Winners of 6 in a row since that opening night loss against Duke. And Isaiah Miller of UNC Greensboro with the slam. They were down by 5 was Kentucky, but here come the Wildcats. Reed Travis.
Stanford really misses him, but he looks good in the Kentucky uniform as well.
Keldon Johnson looks just as good. Baseline, give it to him.
The nice illegal screen there by Reed Travis. Love those.
Rolling block.
Kentucky wins it by 17. How about Texas Tech? Memphis, Penny's boys. Isaiah Maurice drives to Kyvon Davenport. Memphis up by 7 later in the half. Tyler Harris getting red hot.
Texas Tech's defense is so concerned about guarding the paint that they are leaving Memphis open for threes, and they're making them pay.
Yeah, 13 first half points. Memphis up 9 at the break off the pick and roll. Mike Parks Jr. Oh, yeah. Well, look at Penny's boys. up by 11 over the 20th-ranked Texas Tech. You know, we talk about the Martin twins. This kid right here can ball as well. Jordan Caroline averaging nearly a double-double on the season. Oh, yeah, showing off 17 minutes before Nevada and SC right here on Fox.
You okay there, Kurt?
We're about to move.
Karate helps relieve some of the house buying stress. At least you don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Call Geico.
Geico? Helps with homeowners insurance?
Been doing it for years.
I'm calling Geico right now.
Good idea.
Get to know Geico and see how easy homeowners and renters insurance can be.
Count Pamplemousse, since you are my guest, I will try your meat.
Indeed, it's got an amazing mouthfeel. No, really take in the layered aromas.
They're layered.
It's got a fantastic after essence. Yeah, and of course, an umami-like complexity.
You know what, I tried, I can't. Bud Light, please. And show these two to the wine cellar.
The wine cellar?
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
And the award goes to Kendra.
I gotta go. I just want. Oh my gosh. I want to thank my mom, my manager, my babysitter. Look, girls, mommy's on TV. Time to go to bed.
Ma'am, your order is ready?
And I like to thank my dog walker.
Your order's ready.
It feels like a big win when you get a deal like this. Introducing McDonald's new $6 Classic Meal Deal. Choose one of 4 favorites. Plus, any size soft drink, small fries, and a pie. All for just $6.
Not long ago, Rhonda started here. And then more jobs began to appear. These techs in a lab, this builder in a hard hat, the welders and electricians who do all of that. The diner staffed up because they all needed lunch. Teachers, doctors, jobs grew a bunch. What started with one job spread all around because each job in energy creates many more in this town. Energy lives here.
Cody Martin, ready to go. Part of that great duo of twins for Nevada. Getting ready to go against SC. Send it over to Christina Pink, Nevada's head coach, Eric Musselman.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. So, Coach, you're coming off a berth to the Sweet 16 last year. You start off 7-0. What exactly do you like about this group this season?
Well, the 3 guys that returned, all 3 guys that tested the NBA waters, and Caleb Martin, Cody Martin, and Jordan Caroline, and all our other guys are new, and those 3 guys have done a great job from a leadership standpoint, trying to carry over our identity and who we are from last season.
So with this group, obviously you've got a ton of seniors in your starting lineup. At this point, is it expectations, championship, or bust for this group?
I don't think so. I think really what we have to do is focus one game at a time. They've done a great job of that so far through 7 games, and obviously playing a really talented USC team on the road presents its own challenge. And I think because we have seniors, they really do a great job of just worrying about, hey, the next game on the schedule.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, KP. Nevada 7-0 for a second straight season. They've won all 7 games by double digits by an average of 21 points per game, so they've been rolling so far. Meanwhile, around the country, number 12 Kansas State taking on Marquette. That game over on FS1. Marcus Powers was lighting it up in the first half, guys.
Well, defense creates offense. Gets Marquette out in transition. This was an inspired performance defensively by Marquette, and as cohesive a sustained approach as I've seen under Coach Wojo.
Marcus Howard playing with the flu. He had 26 points in the first half. Marquette up by 11. Second half, more from Howard. On 36 points, still playing 69-56 Marquette with the lead in that one. How about Louisville and Seton Hall? This one, a good one as well. Earlier today, Mamu laying it in. Powers up 7, then VJ King.
This was a sloppy game, but a still entertaining game to me. All 10 Louisville players who played scored. It was a valiant team effort.
How about Ryan McMahon, though, hitting some crucial threes in this one?
Well, 24 points against Michigan State off the bench, and he hits 3 big threes in the second half here.
Bad turnover. Yeah, Cardinals were up by 3. That turnover by McMahon cut it down to 1. Then Miles Powell, chance to tie it late in the game. He had over 20 points, but couldn't get that one to fall as Louisville gets another impressive win 70-65. Nick Rakocevic averaging 14-11 on the season. SC trying to get the big win over 5th-ranked Nevada. That coming up right here on 12 minutes from now on Fox.
Most people still think that Arby's only serves roast beef sandwiches. Well, if that's the case, we sure have a lot of odd-looking roast beef sandwiches. This roast beef sandwich looks a lot like a smoked brisket sandwich. This one here looks like a Reuben. It's uncanny. And these are the strangest looking roast beef sandwiches I've ever seen.
I agree, Chef.
Thank you.
Arby's, we have the meat.
For sandwiches.
So a tree falls in your brand new car and totals it. And as if that wasn't bad enough, now your insurance won't replace it outright because of depreciation. If your insurance won't replace your car, what good is it? You'd be better off just taking your money and throwing it right into the harbor. I regret that.
With new car replacement, if your brand new car gets totaled, Liberty Mutual will pay the entire value plus depreciation. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
My sisters can't agree on anything. One loves movies.
Bose Soundbar 700 with Alexa built in.
The other loves dogs.
Dyson cord-free vacuum for the dog hair.
Wow.
More like bow wow.
These little cups would make great stocking stuffers. But how about right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
The right tech can move you. The best tech can move the world. Surround yourself with safety in the all-new 2019 Nissan Altima. Impossibly smart.
Hey, don't forget tonight on Fox, don't miss the Big Ten championship game between Northwestern and Ohio State. Ohio State, of course, coming off that big win against Michigan. They are in the championship game, and they have dominated Northwestern over the years. Time for Nevada SC, time for some M-back players, and you got one of the Martin twins.
Caleb Martin, the versatility to influence the game at both ends of the floor, and Coach Musselman, with his NBA background, does a nice job of deploying Caleb Martin in position where he can take advantage of matchups. That's that NBA flavor or influence, and he has the skill set to achieve that goal or objective.
21 points, 4.7 rebounds per game for the Nevada Wolfpack. Meanwhile, you got Nick Rakocevic there, Casey.
Yeah, Nick is the second leading scorer for the Trojans, but get this, guys, he's the 6th leading rebounder in the country, all right? 4 double-doubles. He's coming off a really nice game against Long Beach State as well. He plays a really important role. I chose him as an impact player because Nevada is going to attack you on offense, and they're going to attack Nick and others at the rim. He's a good shot blocker, 2.7 blocks per game, but he's got to avoid foul trouble. USC is not a deep front court. They need him on the floor.
Do you notice that the hoodies are trending in college basketball?
That's bizarre.
And the short shorts are coming back as well. Very interesting, just in terms of style of college basketball.
It's all about the style, Lab. It's all about, you got to look good if you want to feel good, if you want to play good.
We got to break our hoodies
Meanwhile,
out.
Kevin Porter's not feeling too good right now. He's dealing with a quad injury. Right now, he's a game-time decision for the Trojans. See if he'll play a game just 9 minutes away.
Khalil Mack leads the Bears against the Giants. Then in America's Game of the Week, a showdown in New England awaits as the Vikings battle Tom Brady and the Patriots. It all starts with Fox NFL Kickoff, followed by a huge doubleheader tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
You always want to raise good kids.
The challenges raising boys in the Me Too era.
I want him to be known as a guy who respects women.
Monday on Fox 5 News at 5.
Show her you care. Tanzanite set $69. Stackable bands $99. 3 stone rings $169. Half carat $399. 1 carat $699. And 1 carat studs $399. Thousands of gifts guaranteed to appraise for double. The Jewelry Exchange Hackensack.
If you're gonna do the holidays, do the holidays. Chop down your own tree. Brave the mall on a Saturday. See family. Hug an uncle. It's the holidays, America. Let's do it together.
Ford, built for the holidays.
Now get an Explorer with 0% financing for 60 months or lease for only $209 a month. That's just $209 a month at your local Ford store.
With the Chase mobile app, Michaela de Prince could pay practically anyone at any bank, all while performing a grand jeté between two grand pianos. She could, in a commercial. In real life, she uses it to pay her sister from her couch for that sweater she stained.
What sweater?
Life lived Michaela's way. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Enjoy the road home. Just not too much. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $3,000 on select models now through January 2nd.
Mike Lab and Casey back with you. Number 23 Villanova taking on LaSalle. Isaiah Diaz knocking down the tray. LaSalle up by 6. Not the same Villanova team this year, guys.
Defensively, they're still trying to search for answers. Just doesn't seem like they're tied together, and that's one of the things that you can control. You can't control your talent, really. It is what it is, but defensively, they got to be tighter.
They were down by 1 to a winless team, 10 to a winless team, up 1 late in this game. Jazz Johnson, see what he's doing from three-point land. Third best in the Mountain West. Nevada SC coming up moments away. By the way, Kevin Porter will play. He was a game-time decision for USC. Time for some deciding, determining factors. Casey, what do you got?
Can USC keep up? Look, they're a talented team offensively. They've scored 90 points 3 times or more, but Nevada averages 90 points, Mike. All right, they are a better running team than USC. So to me, they also need to shoot the 3 well, and they can do that. They have this USC team is locked and loaded from 3. They're one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the West, but they have to be more judicious. They have to have good shot selection, and they got to play a clean game. It's not impossible, but they need the 3 ball.
I love judicious. Great word in terms of shot selection and playing with purpose. And USC facing a Nevada team that has 10 transfers, and Eric Musselman and those players have a hard edge. They like the chip on the shoulder mindset, the players that weren't thought to be good enough for the power conference programs, and as a result, they come in at SC with a mindset to send a message, to make a statement that they are for real. And so I think USC has to step up, take the aggression level up the ladder. There are times where USC plays at about a 5 or a 6 in terms of aggression. When they get to an 8 or a 9, you still have to play with purpose and intelligence, but the aggressiveness has to be in play for USC to realize their potential.
The focus, though, on this team, and Eric Musselman, of course, I know they went to the Sweet 16 last year. I know they're the 5th-ranked team in the land, but how important is it to get a quality win against a big opponent on national television to prove to the world that you're for real this year?
You're right on, Mike. Nevada doesn't have a really tough schedule. Now, right now, they need a win at USC. Next week, they play Arizona State, who's undefeated and now kind of rising above as maybe the Pac-12 favorites. So this week for Nevada might be their best opportunity to get 2 wins, because remember, the Mountain West Conference is down this year. San Diego State has been the flagship program for that conference for 2 decades. San Diego State already has 2 losses, both of which by 20 or more. So I don't know if they're going to get tested in conference.
Yeah, Jonah Matthews, someone I'm going to be watching. He's the son of Phil Matthews, an outstanding basketball coach formerly at the University of San Francisco. When Matthews is on his game at both ends of the floor, playing aggressive, it serves as a catalyst. It jacks the rest of the Trojans up, and that's what they're going to need, because this is going to be a street fight. This is one of the games you bring your brass knuckles to.
You like street fights. You got jacked up just saying that.
After it, folks.
Hey, JaVale McGee, Lakers great. Also went to Nevada, and Pam McGee, of course, a USC Hall of Famer. We're going to watch their teams play in about 3 minutes right here on Fox.
Don't you
get the best price booking at one of those travel sites.
They tell you that, but when you book at Hilton.com, you get the price match guarantee. So if you find your room at a lower rate, Hilton is like, we're going to match that rate and give you an extra 25% off.
What would travel sites do if you found a better price?
That's not my problem. It's your problem. Get out of here.
Wow, really felt that performance.
It's just acting. I'm really good at it. Book at Hilton.com and get the Hilton price match guarantee. If you find a lower rate, we match it and give you 25% off that stay.
Here we go.
Born in the Rockies, Coors Light is colder, cleaner, and crisper to refresh you for what's next. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
You asked, and it's back. The Papa John's Double Cheeseburger Pizza brings cheeseburgers and pizza together again. It's the best reunion ever. For $11, get a large pizza with double beef, zesty burger sauce, cheese, Roma tomatoes, and pickles.
Christmas trees try so hard. Lights and ornaments and little choo-choo trains, come on. The best trees, they kind of only need two things. Peanut butter and chocolate. Not sorry, Reese's.
Middleweight champion Jermall Charlo takes on Willie Monroe Jr., while junior middleweight champion Jermell Charlo defends his belt against Tony Harrison. PBC on Fox, December 22nd, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Northwestern, Ohio State. The Big Ten Championship presented by Discover. Tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
It's a Big Ten doubleheader next Saturday on Fox.
They are playing ball.
First, Louisville hits the hardwood in Hoosier territory as they take on Indiana. Then, an historic rivalry is renewed as Wisconsin looks to avenge last year's loss against Marquette. Next Saturday, beginning at 2:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
There's a place where family and tradition are forged in California sunshine, strengthened by the inspiration of a world-class private research university that's meeting tomorrow's challenges with a global perspective. It's defying convention and promoting new creativity and the celebration of human achievement. The University of Southern California, a place like no other.
A top-secret celebrity singing competition will have everyone guessing.
Bella Hadid.
Nicole Richie.
Britney Spears. Can you figure out who's behind the mask?
Oh my God!
The Masked Singer premieres Wednesday, January 2nd on Fox.
It's been a packed day of college hoops. Our Fox triple header finishes here in sunny Los Angeles, where the undefeated and number 5 team of the country, the Nevada Wolfpack, face their toughest task yet. They take on the USC Trojans, who look for their first resume-building win of this early season. Welcome inside the Galen Center. Aaron Goldman alongside Jim Jackson. And Jim, for Nevada, anything shy of a Final Four would likely be a disappointment at this point. They take on their first of 3 Pac-12 foes this season. All will be on the road or on a neutral site. Meanwhile, for USC, it's pretty simple, right? Last year, snubbed by the community, in large part because their non-conference schedule was so weak.
Well, this year kind of starting off in the same note in regards to dropping opportunity against Vanderbilt and Texas Tech. But you have an opportunity this afternoon to kind of right yourself by winning this game against a tough Nevada team. And for Nevada, it's all about proving that you belong in the top 5. You got to go on the road to win. Tough Pac-12. This USC team may be undermanned, but they got a lot of heart and a lot of determination to win this basketball game, so it should be interesting.
Well, the Martin twins are the headliners for the Wolfpack, but how about Jordan Caroline? He's a double-double waiting to happen. He's an absolute beast.
Well, here's the thing. He's built like a tight end, but it has soft touch inside, coming off 15 points and 6 rebounds against their win against Loyola. The combination of power, speed, finesse, I think complements what the Martin twins do inside. For that duo, you always need someone else, and Caroline is that other guy.
The other half of our Geico players to watch, it is Vinny Boatwright for the Trojans when he is healthy, and he is healthy now. He's dynamic.
Well, he puts so much pressure on the defense, especially with the pick and pop, forces bigs to come outside of the lane and have to guard him, but he also is adept at making plays with the basketball for his teammates, so it should be a great matchup.
And how about those Martin twins? Tough to tell them apart. Caleb Martin, number 10, the reigning Mountain West Player of the Year. Cody Martin coming off a season-best 20.7 assists. Meanwhile, for the Trojans, Nick Rakocevic having a fantastic start to the season, 6th in the nation in rebounding. And what about Kevin Porter Jr.? Not in the lineup. He's been out for 10 days. For more on that, to the court and Christina Pink.
Yeah, well, in a season that has been absolutely depleted by injuries, the Trojans getting some good news that Kevin Porter Jr. is available today. You mentioned that he hasn't played in 10 days. Guys, it was 50-50 on whether he would go today. He had some swelling and pain in practice, but coming into the game, Andy Enfield told me that he saw some improvement. Obviously, they're going to keep an eye on him throughout today's game, but they need him and his length in a very critical matchup.
Jim, we'll see what the minutes are, but based on the fact that he was not on the floor at all yesterday, is this surprising to you?